Hi, welcome to Texas Alone with Miguel, your source for Red Pill Truth. Have you ever been in a relationship with someone and they have a backup partner? So, women have, you know, they have a backup man in the background. Most of them do. Some of them actually are hardcore wired to be monogamous. But they have several beta orbiters in the background they talk to, they speak to, and they entertain while their primary boyfriend or person that they're with is is told to, hey, you better treat me nice or I'm bailing. And sometimes, with that being said, did you know? Sometimes they'll say, well, you know what? We're done. I'm dumping you. They get into the moment, okay? They jump into the moment. They'll break up with you, walk away, leave you crying. Your heart's to the man's heart is shattered in many pieces. He's not the same man no more. So I'm gonna go ahead and get your stories sorted out. Um, you know, this will backfire. And, you know, but take note. Now, to the men that have been backup partners, been waiting patiently for their turn, don't think she will be just loyal to you because she dumped the other guy. Alright? Because she will dump you. She will, she will dump you. Alright? And I'm going to go ahead and do articles, and I'm going to post them in here, okay? I'm going to post them in the video description. Hypergamy is real. And when I was growing up, I heard a woman say, you know what? I'm married. I wish I never got married. I wish I'd find me someone younger, maybe in his 30s, so I get my fire back. I mean, women do stuff like this. Well, just about all of them do, okay? They'll wish they have somebody else, okay? So this is coming off the article, all right? And I'm going to hide this, all right? Half of the women have a fallback partner on standby who is always fancy them in case their current relationship turns sour. Sometimes they'll pick a fight with you. Here you go. Half women have fallback partner on standby, fancy them. Who likes them in case they're, turn sour. Married women are more likely to have a plan B in the background, and the husband or the boyfriend don't even know about it. The backup is likely an old friend who's been had feelings for them from the get-go. And she told him, just wait patient. Wait. I'm going to get to you. And then she's going to find another backup, and she's going to dump him for someone else. And the cycle continues on. So to speak. Are you ready to dive in? Alrighty. Half of all women have a fallback partner on call should their current relationship turn sour. It emerged today. Substantial percentage have kept another man in mind in case that they end up single. So this is like monkey branching. She dumps you, she'll branch to another guy. That guy dumps her, then she'll branch to another guy. And, oh. Now, married women are more likely to have Plan B in the background than those who are just in a relationship. Wow. So, it emerged in the backup likely as an old friend who's always had feelings for the woman in question. But other candidates are ex-boyfriend or ex-husband or colleague or someone who they met at the gym. Survey of 1,000 women also found Plan B is likely to be someone who she's known around 7 years, who will be ready and waiting because of unfinished business. Oh, get this. Furthermore, around 1 in 10 women said their Plan B has already confessed his undying love, while 1 in 5 said they're confident he would drop everything for her if she asked him to. Slightly more than 4 in 10 said they had got to know the man while they were with their primary partner, while a similar percentage said he was on the scene long before. Now, around 1 in 4 women who had a backup plan had feelings as strong for him they do for the other half. Is this waking you up? Oh, you need to take note. When they do dump their other half, they're going to come back down to earth and realize what they had before they dump them. All right? Incredibly, 12% went as far as to admit their feelings were stronger for Plan B, and close to 7 in 10 admitted they were currently in contact with him and having bedroom fun behind the other partner's back. So, not all women do this, right? So, correct me if you will. But despite the secrecy involved in a close friend or ex to turn to, around half the women who took part in the poll said their other half was aware of the third party. One of those 5 said they were to joke about it. 1 in 3 said their man was uncomfortable discussing them. Whoa, did we hit a nerve right there? 1 in 4 admitted the current partner had met their Plan B, while 1 in 5 admitted he was a friend of the man in her life. Who is to say that she will play both of them? Then jump to the other guy that them two don't even know. I'm telling you. This is not only happening in the UK, but also in the US and in the West. Okay? That 1 in 3 women said they doubted anything would ever happen to the man in the background. Boy, they got him on standby. They're playing him like a fiddle. They're playing their other half. Around half said never say never approach, while trouble may lie ahead from 1 in 6 who said they were seriously considering rekindling their romance with a man in the shadows. Okay, a spokesman for online market research company called OnePoll.com said, our research established that 50% of women in relationship have Plan B is a worrying sign. This news may cause a few men in a relationship think twice about taking the rubbish out or choosing the night down in a pub in favor of a cozy night with his partner. So this is from the UK, all right? This is from the United Kingdom. This could spark fear in men across the UK, and the great news for women looking for that extra bit of love and care, that their intentions aren't swayed. The saying goes, grass isn't always greener. Clearly isn't deterring women of today. It should. They understand anything can happen. They ensure they have a solid backup plan if things go sour with their current man. With the likes of Facebook, Twitter, it's easier every day to stay in touch with an old flame. Men need to be aware of any old friend that turned up out of the blue for sure. Also, I want to tell you, if you are that man that used to be a backup man for your friend that was dating his girlfriend and you took his girl, don't think she could do the same to you. So, if a man told me I was his plan, I would rather be single. How awful just be a backup means they don't deserve you. That was posted years ago. Now, this is fancy day. Okay, now, you never was mine 10 years ago. Do dumpers ever regret breaking up with their ex and beg to get back together? Listen, if she dumped you to get with another guy, she never deserved you. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and close that one. And okay, immediate treat 2 years ago posted. All right, this. For dumpers who regret breaking up with their ex, even though weeks and months have passed, you still find your every waking up moment taken up by thinking of them. Maybe you don't think the breakup through. They don't. Maybe you didn't give a relationship fair chance. When there's a problem like communication, work on that first. And if there still isn't anything to smooth out the rough patches, then part ways. All right? Maybe you ended a relationship over a silly fight or a minor flaw. That happens quite often. Maybe you let your ego get the better of you. That happens quite often as well. Maybe you took your partner for granted. That happens often as well. Maybe you had a grass is greener moment. Yep. That occurs about 98% of the time. Maybe you give into the pressure of family and friends. Yep. The outside influences can do a lot of damage. The point is you realize you made a mistake. Yes. Alrighty. Now, I'm here to tell you you're running out of time as we speak. Your ex is moving forward. They're learning to live without you. Every day you wait and listen to your pride, your ex is moving further and further away. Well, I mean, they don't think about you no more. Once you dump them, that's it. And they will find someone else, someone who's loved them and fight for them no matter the obstacle. The longer you wait, the less chance of getting them back. You'll never get them back. If you're expecting them to come back to you on their own, they may not. Why would they want to listen? Why would they want to take a second chance in getting another knife jab in the back? Why would they want to take another chance with that? Can you please explain that? You stabbed them in the back once. What makes you think they're going to let you stab them in the back the second time? They're not. They're going to walk away from you. And you'll be just history. And what would they say after all was your decision to end the relationship? You told them you no longer felt the relationship was worth fighting for. That's exactly what I'm saying right there. Therefore, it's up to you to rectify the mistake. Okay? So you've been looking for a sign. This is it. If you and your ex love each other and you both are compatible, then breaking up is not the answer. Fix the problem. Start the romance again. Go on dates. Working on winning each other again. Now, I'm going to say this. If one person is doing all the working and the pulling and doing everything, while the other one's just sitting back and letting the other one do all the work and not reciprocating, that relationship is going to end very bitterly. All right, my post does not apply to toxic, abusive relationships. It's not intended to give dumpies hope. For the vast majority of cases, I strongly advise against reconciling with an ex. If you've been dumped and you need to grieve a relationship, heal, find strength, and move forward to your life without them, the post is for the few people who know in their hearts of hearts, after deep thought reflection, that they made a mistake after breaking up with their ex. You should attempt to reconcile if you're 100% sure the relationship is worth saving and willing to do the hard work to that it takes to restore it. If there's true love, understand the breakup cuts your ex very deep. Yes. And to have a backup plan or a backup partner or a backup man even makes the problem that much more worse. Okay? If you do know you're not able to commit fully to the relationship, do not reach out to them again. Do not put them through any more pain or heartbreak. So, when a person breaks up, they're telling you they no longer want you in their life. Don't try to win them back if there's no evidence that their feelings have changed. If they want you back, the ball is in their court. So, yeah. Somebody else posted facts in most cases. Not the dumpy's job to bridge the gap. It's the dumpers. Amen. It's up to them to undo their decisions. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and skip to the next one. Now, I'm going to put all these different articles, I'm going to put them in the description, all right, for you to read. Crafty Bunch posted this. He wanted to tie the knot with this person. Okay? A mutual friend just confided me about my ex. The same ex who dumped me over the phone whilst we were planning our wedding claimed she suddenly needed to go find herself in the height of the pandemic whilst I was out volunteering with a relief effort. Apparently she did not like what she found. According to my friend, she called asking for advice because amongst other things, the person whom she cheated on me with dumped her. Turned out to be a player with multiple women. She has not been able to find a steady boyfriend since. Let me tell you something. The grass isn't always going to be greener. You're not always going to get a second chance. You're not going to, I mean, you need to go seek individual counseling. If you're getting in a relationship, dumping boyfriends, go get in another relationship, and on and on and on and on and on. Okay? So, how does she know this? So we're fixing to find out. She knows I have someone new, that I'm starting a family with this new person, and that I got promoted at work and international recognition recently since the breakup, and more success I've had. And the more it makes her regret. Seeing me so successful happening more than I was with her apparently made her feel more depressed and regretful. I know it's bad and unchristian to feel joy over someone else's misery is a guilty pleasure hearing this. I don't know if she read it, maybe, or so. I may delete this post after. That breakup was the hardest thing I ever experienced. For a man or a boyfriend, yes, it's hardest. Can you imagine volunteering for a pandemic without risking your life for your fiance to dump you while you're away? It nearly broke me, but I didn't break. Basically, after the breakup, I leveled up, became my best self. Now, actually, confirmation my ex is having regret seeing me being awesome without her. It feels fantastic. Well, sorry if it sounds like boasting. I need to get this off my chest. She could appreciate me well, build myself up. Now I'm successful. She's having regrets. Too bad for her. Now we're going to go check this out. And if she would not be there for your bad times, she should not be there for your successful time either. Do you see where I'm coming at with this? Now let yourself enjoy. It sounds like part of her wants to keep you as a second option while she fooled around here, and now realizing what she lost. Kudos to you for volunteering for relief efforts. So actually, to be honest with you, someone else had something horrible they were going through while their mom was in surgery. The woman that she was going to marry, she dumped him. She met someone so much better. Glad it did happen. As soon as she met the current wife, the ex tried to get back with him. Nope. Nope. The grass isn't always going to be greener. And this is a message to women who think that they are the friggin' prize to go out and anyways, okay. We're going to go to the next article off of Reddit. The Cozy Kitty 97 posted 11 months ago. I, 27, 25 female, deeply regret breaking up with my 26 male boyfriend for 5 years. She was 20 years old when she met him, right? 5 years. I'm sure there are so many people on the sub who would resent me, given I was a dumper in this scenario. Well, she had backup plan. She had someone in the background. She met her boyfriend in college when she was 19. Had limited experience with him prior to the start of a relationship. He was the most caring and loyal person that you ever met. He was like a boy version of her. He came to love her deeply, came to love him deeply as well. I moved to a new city in college to be with him. We lived together throughout the pandemic. Issues rose. I found myself thinking of straying as I never had any other relationship before, so I was full of curiosity that may come with being on my own for a while, gaining more independence. Over the months, these feelings intensified and caused issues in our relationship. So, she did not want to stray, but now she went to straying. Now they're going to read on further. Okay. On top of this, I was surrounded by family and friends who insinuated that I could do better than him, that I should not tie myself so young. For whatever reason, these people were very adamant and tried to get me to break up with him. All right. Now, did you notice where I read? She had families and friends that did not want her to be happy with the guy that was loving, that wanted to, build a life. In families, we have jealousy. We have jealousy. And families do not want to see other family members get successful. As my feelings of confusion in a long time for a familiar intensified, these people were more persistent in telling me that I should break up with him. I lost my job one day and somewhat on a whim packed my things and drove home to my parents' house in a different city. I never forget the look on his face when I left, when he got on his knees and sobbed as I drove away. He's been asking me to marry him in coming months. When I came home, I was unemotional about the whole thing. I can't explain why. What I was thinking of was in denial that I actually left him and starting a new life of my own. The next 2-3 months, I occupied myself with a new job, friends. I didn't think often about the situation. I visited him occasionally. He was still was unemotional about the fact that I'd left. One day one day it hit me like a brick. I started having nightmares, a panic attack. During my lunch break at work, I would go to my car and cry. I do this every day. I reached out to him and apologized, crying and pleading. He told me that he moved on. He told me that he could never forgive me for leaving so suddenly. The people who were adamant that I'd leave him were not there for me when I started feeling like this. I feel like I made a worse decision in my life. Words cannot explain how much I love this man. How much he completed me, made me a better person. How guilty I felt for letting him down. He was the only person in my life who has never betrayed me in some way. Every day, I'm realizing how empty daily activity are when I'm not sharing them with him. It's almost, he was all I ever known. I needed his absence to realize how much he contributed to my happiness and well-being. So we're going to go ahead and scroll down. I just turned 25. I had no desire to date. A lot of people around me are getting married. Those people that told you to break up, they leveled up and got married. You're no longer part of their circle. Did you know that? I know I only have so much time to find someone. I'm a woman in the South. I have no desire to date other people. I honestly never really did. I can't explain why I left, but I do not understand why I did. Yes, you did. You were vulnerable. You gave in to peer pressure. I'm hopeless, guilt-stricken, depressed. Sometimes I have thoughts of ending it all. Yeah, deleting yourself, really? You're going to pass the pain on to your parents. Just saying. I don't know what I'm asking for here. I just want to vent to let you know. Sometimes the dumpster grieves as much as the dumpy does in a breakup. Now, abbreviation ode 5833 said, I can understand the perspective as most others. When you blindsided and dumped, it took a part of his soul away. Had he known he was inadequate, or you guys had discussed much earlier, he would have understood eventually. But what happened was that despite his best efforts, his best belief that he had a future figured, you wrecked it. Do you know how many questions one asked himself after that? And it makes you question yourself. Well, you know what? That's right. I would have definitely wondered if you were cheating to or to that decision, or the whole time was a lie. After he begged on his knees, which he showed the most vulnerable side of Novale, it took him enormous effort to become stronger, to forget you, to overcome your betrayal, overcome his trauma, regain his confidence. Do you know how much toll it takes a man or a woman to come from this situation? If he's moved on, it was just only because he carved that part out of his soul to remove himself from you. Were you in touch with him the entire time to explain the whys? Alrighty. So this Cosy Kitty 97, I'm looking for her response. She's getting cussed out. So there's a man who actually got dumped. Thank you for sharing that. Someone who lived in your ex's shoes, that kind of made me feel better. I wondered if my ex thinks of me, or if I had a positive impact on her, if she misses me. But like your ex, I know I wouldn't be able to get back with her. She broke my heart and shattered my trust in her. That's gone. I'm not sure it can be repaired. I know you feel like you never love anyone again, but if you close yourself off to the possibility you prove yourself right, I don't think that's going to make you happy. I'm not a dive back into dating, maybe have an open mind to future opportunities. You're right about that. And as I said, this is what happens when you don't think for yourself. And when you involve families and friends, it's nothing but mess all the way around. You thought the grass was greener when you left him. You deserve. Whoa. I think that's kind of harsh there, isn't it? So it seemed you got what you wanted. I don't know anybody would be indifferent with that situation. I've spent so much time with someone. It's very possible you didn't actually love him more, like you missed the feeling of being loved by someone. It's unfair to the other person that you're reading, you're doing this, sending messages. Oh, you care about him? Do you never talk to him again so he can move on with his life and find a person that will share his life? You not being that person. Okay, that's fair. I definitely did love him. Many factors were involved. I will let him move on, but I will never stop loving him. I'm not convinced that I will feel better for months to years. After 5 years, took only 3 months to don't care about me. Well, 5 years to 60 months. That's a very long time. The Iron Tears crew posted, it's not 3 months. It's about the ease you could betray his love of 5 years like. Just like what? What would stop you from doing that again? He can't rely on you. He can't trust you. So, exactly this. You betrayed love, you betrayed trust, you betrayed everything. Families and friends will help you betray. And then they will get married and you'll be left for what? Being single. Or for what? A whim? Foolish? Not even truly needed, desired some false freedom you didn't even claim? Listening to people who are likely speaking out of jealousy and envy? Wow. Who you yourself admit they are not really there for you at all? Because people do that, they're petty and spiteful. They resent someone who has great thing and seek to do anything to undermine and destroy it. They'll throw a monkey wrench in your plan to get happiness and productivity. Okay, of course he moved on. Even if he didn't, do you think he would really say anything different to you? The person who callously betrays his very soul. I'm sorry to pile on to a young woman who quite obviously is even considering self-harm. Honestly, that is an attention ploy and cop out here. You know you will get over it like you just gave up on what you had. Somehow you justified to yourself that he wasn't enough. So we're fixing to read on. This is, you see, I had this happen to me. I had someone decide leaving me was easier than becoming a person and treating me and my children decently with my life and humanity. After she was gone for a few months and got a taste of just how crappy most people are, just what she had lost and given up, she wanted me back. Oh, she tried. It was hard to resist. I went around. I slept with her. I behaved crafty, and domineering to other men in her life. But and got tired of being tested in the same hurtful less manner. I stopped coming around. I let her fade out of my life. I found someone else who was good and decent person and loving and kind. Boy, she was furious. How could I do that? It was easy. She walked away and lost, not me. So don't come here as a dumper looking for sympathy. You won't find it, especially with a pathetic excuse of a tale. You cannot possibly expect to find sympathy or forgiveness for such callous and heartbreaking set of behaviors. I wish your ex well in his life ahead. Thank goodness he's free from your shallowness. Woo! Now, Now, okay, but how do I wrote this? I went through a similar experience as OP's ex. Other people's opinions were involved. I was the first serious relationship they ever had. They moved out suddenly. The what would stop you from doing that again part is what stopped me from giving it another go. My ex was bad to me throughout the relationship in a way that made what happened even harder to process. Part of me really does hope they were scared of starting to treat me badly if they stayed. Okay? It was one incredibly hurtful end to the relationship that was filled with love and care. Alright? It's been 2 months for me, and I've used that time to improve my own situation, work on things that I know to put a strain on the relationship. I would be hesitant if my ex suddenly came around after putting me through that. However, I recognize that they were unhappy. My problems contribute to that. I believe communicating with me would make their decision, would have prevented this. But they were unable to do that for the reason only they know. They sorted that out and expressed that they wouldn't forget how much loss they felt. I wouldn't necessarily think repeat was inevitable. I learned lessons, so I imagine that they did as well. Crying and pleading would make me take them back, showing that this was painful lesson for both of us, that they resolved what drove them to do it in the first place, openly question whether we would now be able to meet another's needs, maintain healthy boundaries. That we were getting serious. So these lessons do need to be learned one way or the other. It would take me some time to trust them again, though. So here we go. Sounded like my ex. She walked out of our 7-year relationship because she was unhappy. No real explanation. The friend she went to stay with took it upon herself to see if she did not come back to me. I can't wait until she regrets her decision. I'm not perfect, but I bent over backwards for this girl. I'm telling you, when you have a backup man, and they're going to be the one having to deal with the, you ever heard that saying, what goes around comes around, my friend? That is scary. Okay? Somebody says, sound like karma. Someone who's been in his shoes, it's hard to feel bad about this. Imagine pain and torment this poor guy went through for what? A feeling? A whim? 5 years down the drain just for passing thought and peer pressure? I'm glad you learned your mistake. He's better off on his own now. So the OP fires back, says it feels worse knowing that I did this to myself and it's all my fault. We had issues. We could have worked on them and made it into something beautiful. And I messed it all up. This is sort of why I've been doubting the point of me even being here anymore. Now, somebody else fired back. I just want you to know what you should not be so hard on yourself. What you know now is not the same as what you knew then. You have to take a leap of faith, find out if there were greener pastures. Of course there's not. And now you know that the pastures are all the same. You just got to keep watering them. That's right. So having a backup partner in case of your relationship fail is a very bad idea. This is a very bad idea. Okay? You just have to keep, you probably stop watering your pasture with your ex. Now you can take this lesson and apply it to future situations or relationships. It may not be with your ex, but that's okay. Forgive yourself. We all make mistakes. And self-deletion is not going to end it all. He will forgive you one day. Once all this hurt passed. For now, do no contact, heal yourself, become the better person. Well, thank you so much. It's very easy to hate myself. I keep getting flashbacks in my head the day I left. How sad he was. I hate seeing him cry because I loved him so dearly. I used and taken advantage of being betrayed by so many people in life. I hate that I did that to one person who was always there for me. In a way, I never forgive myself for that. I guess no contact may be the best option for him and I. So, came back with another little reply. It might be a sore spot. Remember, no relationship is perfect. We have issues in relationships. I have regrets about the things I could have done or said differently when my last relationship ended, even though I never directly did anything to him on purpose. If I was perhaps not depressed at that time or more receptive to his poor attempt trying to communicate an issue with me, maybe I would have picked up on his cry for help and prevented the downfall of the relationship. But honestly, how would I have known? Sometimes it takes people to fall and to see that they screwed up. Even though you loved him, he wasn't perfect either. I'm definitely not blaming him, but in some ways, he probably contributed to you leaving as well directly like I did with mine. You will likely see that in time. So, the OP fireback says, yep, you're right. He had some issues, I had some issues. Yep, they both had issues, she said. She's opening it up. But having a backup partner in case of your relationship fails is a terrible idea. You're carrying one baggage from one relationship to another, that same baggage. Carrying more problems when, you get into a relationship, you put that problem in a bag, that bag gets bigger. You go and carry it from one relationship to another, and breakup's going to happen. You see? And we did some pretty awful things to each other during the relationship. I thought we were there for each other. I guess at one point that it did not become too far gone in a way. Things I could have worked on if we talked about it, I'm just not sure it would have been enough. If I had never left, there would be no way it convinced me to be happy. In a way, I became very unhappy living there with him. Well, I'm not saying it because of him or our relationship. Something about the circumstance that made me grow unhappy, even though I'm devastated. Some of those negative feelings I had before are gone. Talking about gaslighting. Now, I'm going to go ahead and hop over to Cora. Now, we're talking about backup partners. I already read where the person who dumped another person regretted it. Now we're going to talk about the backup partner. This here is going to lead to regrets. Do you see where I'm coming at? So, most women have an abundance mentality and a quest for hypergamy. This means she can believe that her current partner is replaceable at any time she deems fit and is actively on the lookout to prove that. This is not necessarily wrong or intentional, it's simply a natural phenomenon. Any male who's deemed superior will be inevitably be a backup guy. There are two cases in which this can happen. So here it is. A good number of relationships nowadays are situations where male longs for the female and the female stays with him until she comes across a superior male. When she does meet the superior male, she leaves the current partner and somehow makes him the backup guy in case things don't work out with the superior male. Number two, the female makes a fit male provider who clearly romantic intentions toward her as a friend with no strings attached. She keeps searching for another male she deems exciting. If trouble sits in her exciting relationship, the male provider will be most likely to be there, patiently waiting to prove her what a man he is, not knowing he's just another backup guy. Oh. Yes, if a woman breaks up with you, she already has your replacement. In a flash, she has a ton of friend zone guys she could pull from a list during emergencies. So, from a woman's perspective, says no, not this kind of woman, not the kind of woman you want to be with. If you value loyalty and trust. Alrighty. Strong women don't need a backup man to leave a bad relationship. If a woman truly cares about you, she will talk to you first unless you blatantly lie to her and she knows it. Well, if she cares, she will tell you things you need to get better or she's bothered by something. She will try to work it out. She will go to counseling together. She will keep trying until nothing ever changes and you keep doing the same stupid stuff over and over again. When a woman is done, though, she's done. Most women always date or marry up and never down. She learned her lesson with a guy that kept doing the same stupid thing over and over again. She's done now. She knows she gave her best. Now, that's a strong woman right there. So, no, it's not common. Keeping anyone as a backup means they aren't friends, that you really aren't into the person you are claiming is your significant other. Now we are seeing why women have backup plans here, backup partners. Okay, having great friends is great, but having a fallback options make you a terrible person. Talking about the woman who has backup partners. Why? You are not committing to the person you are with, and you're stringing along the person that you are keeping as your backup. How fair is this? Given enough to stay interested in a possible romantic entanglement, but not enough to where you are cheating on your current partner. Having a backup person is exactly fits this right there. It fits this. Oh, I can't agree with this wholeheartedly right here. Any man or woman who does this is manipulative and insecure. They are also extremely calculating. These are three qualities nobody wants in a partner. Woo! Having a backup partner is going to put that person in a bad light. I don't think it's a matter of them having a replacement guy in case a relationship doesn't work out. I think women are better able to detach themselves from a previous partner and easily fill the role of a boyfriend if the need presents itself. Women view men more of a luxury item, a tool that makes their life easier and more pleasant than a requirement. Whether the woman would be more emotionally invested in a replacement partner or not, I don't know. He's on to something. It honestly depends on the woman. Men have this issue too. For me, when I'm in a relationship, I keep all men at a good distance out of respect for my man. If I see a future with you, I will not have a replacement on hold just in case. To me, that's automatic preparing for your relationship to fail. To answer your question, yes, I've seen a handful of women that were in a committed relationship keep quite a few orbiters around her behind your back, whether it's a guy friend or her ex. A lot of women will keep the other men close just in case it doesn't work out with her current guy, or now, whether it be because she fell out of love, got bored, you lost your job. I've noticed a lot of women will leave a relationship once the excitement of the honeymoon phase is over. Then they move on to the next guy, monkey branching, looking for that feeling of a new love all over again with someone else. Okay, most women don't like to stay single for so long, at least not for so long, without male validation. They want men telling them how great and beautiful they are, a man's touch. So, majority of the time, not all, but when a woman leaves her current relationship, I can promise you 9 out of 10, she's already got a backup ready. So she does not have to go through her heartache along whether you left her or she dumped you. Whenever she meets someone new or crawls back to her ex. So we learned about this. Now, if she dumped you and she's miserable, we're going to go over 20 signs. Now, do exes regret breaking up? Not all exes regret breaking up. That depending on separation circumstances. For example, some of them are happy they left their previous relationship because of the benefits present and one is bringing. On the other hand, some exes regret breaking up because the previous partner was a better choice after comparing their present situation with the past. To know more about what your ex-partner expects from you when they want you back, check out. No, well, there's okay. We're going to look at the how long does it take an ex to regret dumping you? There's no specific timeline. Okay, that dictates the duration of how long it takes the ex to regret they dumped you. This can mean they realize their mistakes in a few weeks or years, depending on how deliberate they are about the introspection. So we're going to go over the 20 signs your ex regrets dumping you is miserable. When a partner break up with each other, it's not all of them regret their actions. Some of them move on with the heartbreak and to get other partners. At the same time, others continue to wish they never leave the relationship. Finally, some be miserable and want to return to their life. Here's some signs your ex regrets dumping you. Alrighty. Number 1, they begin to communicate with you. If your ex-partner have dumped you for some time and suddenly you begin to receive messages, calls from them, it is one of the signs your ex regret dumping you. They will communicate with you under the guise that they want to check up on you. However, you will notice their communication will become a little more regular. Make it look like they want to be friends again. When you notice this has been occurring for a while, this probably means they want to be back in your life. Number 2, they apologize for the breakup. Okay? When it comes to signs of dumpers, remorse, apologize is one of these signs. Okay? They may contact you out of the blues and begin to apologize for their misdeeds and inactions. This is because they want to stop hurting from what they've done and don't want you to feel the pain anymore. Well, what the hell? They broke up with you and you moved on. Why, if they're paying your pain? You've already healed, right? Get this. They might even take responsibility for the breakup so you don't keep blaming yourself. They wear their heart on their sleeve when they do that, okay? Number 3, they show more affection. When you want to observe the signs of ex regret dumping you, you will notice the increase in the show of affection. They will shower you with much affection so that they can redeem themselves. When you ignore them, it's going to set them off. It's going to infuriate them. Most of them do this genuinely because they are sorry for what they did. Now you see this? They want to be back in your life. They want you to feel loved. Also, some of them feel they did not show you enough love when they were still in your life. So they will use the post-breakup error to compensate for it. All right, number 4. They discuss issues in their present relationship. Okay, note. Take note of this. This is after they dumped you. They're talking about how miserable their relationship is. They thought the grass was greener. Do you remember? Do you remember a few articles back I was reading about they were stringing other people along. They were very calculating, cruel, manipulative. Don't you see that pattern here? Don't that sound like they're trying to manipulate that person back into a new relationship with them? I think so. Sound off in a comment below if you don't mind, okay? If they're single, they will continue to reiterate how lonely they feel and they wish someone was in their life could love them rightly. In comparison, if they're dating, they will talk about some of the frustration they are facing with their partner. they can even ask you for some advice, piece of advice on some of their relationship challenges. Best things to do is don't get involved. All right? If they want to ask you relationship advice, but they used to date you and they dumped you, they hurt you really badly, but they want to crawl in and ask you for advice? Listen, they dumped you. You moved on. Their problem is not your problem, okay? You see where I'm coming at? Number 5, they try to atone for past mistakes. Apart from affection they may have might show you. One of the signs your ex regrets dumping you is that they will endeavor to correct their past errors. If they were not there for you in the past, they would ensure they will be available for you. So even on the good and bad days, they will ensure they're present. They realize they were absent when you needed them the most in the relationship. Hence, they will do all they can to be present for you. Listen. Now, coming from my perspective, coming from my point of view on this, okay? Here, coming from my point of view here, they weren't there when you were in your dark time of need, and now you're succeeding. They want to show up all of a sudden to be there for good and bad times. Can I ask you something? Do you think it's going to make a difference now? Also, I need you to ask yourself, are you the only person that they're talking to? Are you sure there ain't no second or third or fourth person behind the scene they're communicating with besides just you? I knew you were going to catch on. Very good job. Hey, I'm talking to you in a rational sense, okay? Not emotional, rational. I'm taking a rational approach with this. They show pessimism when you tell them someone else is involved. Now you're seeing this. If you want to observe signs that he regrets losing you, one of the ways to detect is by telling them that there's someone else in your life. When they express pessimism, they're unhappy with the hints their disapproval. Then they're going to try to manipulate you and dictate to you why you can't move on. You will notice they will give you several reasons why you should not go ahead with the person in your life. But if you quiz them even any further, the primary reason why they don't want you to date that new person is because they want to come back to you. It could look just like this right here. Oh. Number 7, you may have to get the police involved or the sheriff involved. If they can't get you back, they'll resort to stalking you. When your former lover stalks you is one of the signs your ex regrets dumping you. They will be all over your social media platforms where they will engage in most of your posts. It will become evident that they are trying hard to get your attention. Apart from stalking online, some will pretend to accidentally bump into you in public. When you notice the coincidence of becoming a regular feature, they will try to get back into your life because they regret dumping you. Oh, you know this? Number 8, they'll try to go through your friends to get to you. If your ex regrets breaking up with you, one of the ways you will know is they'll start communicating more often with your friends. You will discover they will try to influence your friends to convince you. This is more likely to happen when your friends know everything is that transpired in the relationship. They will assure your friends they have changed and implore them to lead on their behalf. I'm telling you, they'll try to listen. Number 9, they begin to act like a different person. One of the signs she regrets losing you is when she begins to behave like a changed person. You will notice they put up a different personality that you're not used to. This usually makes you see them in a different light so they can win your love again. If you advised them about the particular lifestyle in the past, they will adopt it so that you can become noticeable. Since they regret dumping you, showing up as a changed person is one of the cards they'll play to get back in your life. Let me give you a wisdom here. Does a leopard change its spots? When it's born with those spots, does a leopard change its spots? Just what I thought. Number 10, they will want to always hang out with you. Another way to get a dumper's remorse is they will find ways to always be around you. Initially, you may not notice their attention. However, as time passes, you will observe that they always want to hang out with you. This is one of the ways to know that they're still interested in you and they regret dumping you. Also, it's their way of letting you know that they cherish the good times you had and want to relive that experience. Number 11. We're going to go do number 11. They keep playing your favorite songs. If you observe your ex like playing your favorite songs on socials or in public, here's one of your signs your ex regrets dumping you. When they play your favorite song, it's a strategy to revive some emotions that you have buried. They're trying to convey that they want to be in your life again. Also, they might want to remind you of the surreal memories that both of you shared. When they do this often, it makes you really realize they regret their inactions. Are they going to put you right back? Or are they going to dump you right back all over again if you get back with them? That's a question you're going to have to ask yourself. Okay? Number 12. Just remember, having a backup person will put them through a rough patch in life. Number 12, they're going through a rough patch. When your ex is going through a difficult time, It could be they are experiencing dumper regrets. Therefore, this regret might prevent them from being optimally productive in other aspects of their lives. They might be unable to live with their decision since it makes them miserable. Also, they might keep thinking about why they could have not resolved what they went wrong in the relationship. "13, they like discussing positive memories. One of the vital signs your ex regrets dumping you is that they like narrating your past exciting memories. If they do this often, they'll miss those periods where they want to be back in your life to experience them again. It is also an avenue for them to tell you that you are a crucial part of their life. Those memories will always remain with them." Number 14, they keep complimenting you. If you observe your ex compliments you on the slightest occasion, it is one of the signs your ex regrets dumping you. For example, they will give sweet compliments when you upload a picture or video of yourself on socials. Also, if they see you in person, they will pass a compliment that will make you happy. It means they regret dumping you and they miss everything about you. Well, first of all, what is it that makes you shine that they want you back? You see? Number 15, they ask about your present interest. When partners break up and go their separate ways, they will likely become uninterested in what the other party is doing. However, one of them regrets dumping the other. They might start asking about their ex's current interest. This usually ignites a conversation that will get them on talking terms. It is a way to insert themselves into the ex life so they have common ground. So, they remind you of the first time your paths cross. When your ex regrets losing you, is one of the ways you could tell is if they keep reminiscing about how you two first met. They will remind you of the strong attraction that exists between the two of you. With this reminder, they're subtly trying to suggest that you give them a second chance to make things right. As I said, the celebrity change its spots. Only the person who's been dumped can make that call. Number 7. All right. They call you at odd hours. So if your ex starts to call you at odd hours, they probably missed you and regret their decision to dump you. When it comes to calling at odd hours, it may be early in the morning or late at night. They may want your voice to be the first thing they hear in the morning and the last they hear before going to bed. Additionally, they want you to keep thinking of them. Are you getting some information on the bad idea of having a backup partner? The grass will never always be greener on the other side. Number 18, they tell you they missed you. Right? So if you have asked questions like, when will my ex regret leaving me? One way to find out for yourself is the words they say. When your ex says they miss you, is one of the most straightforward signs to note. They might wish they could be more patient instead of breaking up with you. That's something to look at, okay? Hence, when they tell you they missed you, they might be testing you to see if your reaction. Whatever you say or do sometimes determines their next move. "19. Are you ready?" They tell you they still in love with you. Not all exes have that courage to tell their former partners they still love them. However, if your ex does this is one of the strong signs they regret dumping you. They might have thought about their wrong decision to leave you and probably regret it. Therefore, telling you they love you suggests that both of you work toward reconciliation. Okay? Number 20. They flirt with you. One of the ways to know when your ex regrets breakup is they begin to flirt with you. When they flirt with you, it is one of the ways to show you that they are still bedroom fun attracted to you. They use different means to flirt with you, but their intent remains the same. All they want is to recreate the chemistry that once existed between the two of you, that once existed. To learn more about, okay? Now, final thought on this article. After reading through the signs your ex regrets dumping you, it will be easy for you to tell your ex still after you are not. However, if you're confused about what to do, it would be helpful to seek professional assistance like speaking with a relationship coach. You will receive in-depth insights into the peculiarities of the relationship, how to learn to take the right step. Well, we already no, we had Sylvia Smith, okay? Now, I've already read that. It's still the same one. Now, we're going to go through the Hack Spirit version of this. Okay? 25 signs your ex regrets dumping you and definitely wants you back. This was updated last month. Okay? Regrets after breakup can eat away at you for the person who dumped you. It's actually pretty normal to wonder if it was for the best or whether they made a huge mistake. But does your ex regret dumping you? When you are dealing with the pain of a breakup, you want to know what's going on in your ex's head. If you're wondering what your ex regret breaking up with you, then you'll come to the right place. Here are 25 signs. Okay? Wow, we're over an hour and 20 minutes into this broadcast. It's very promising, y'all. You ready? Now, they talk about how great things were when you first met. Think about the good old days in your relationship. It was a strong sign your ex is having regrets. Okay? They may be talking about the times you spent together as a couple, feelings you once had. Just remember, feelings come and go. Okay? This could mean they missed their lives with you. Nostalgia suggests they are now looking back on your time together with rose-tinted glasses. They may also be trying to get back to you to remember the good old times too. Hope it will prompt you to want to take them back. Now I'm back. Okay. Number two, they'll try to make excuses to see you and hang out again. No matter how casual they try to make it sound, they want to hang out with you, shows you are on their mind. Perhaps they'll try to find innocent reason for you two to get back together. It is likely your ex wants to see you again because they still have feelings for you. Just remember, having a backup partner will only hamper these feelings. They may be feeling conflicted about leaving you if it's long enough for them to miss you. Then asking to see you obviously mean they want to spend more time with you. Number 3, you want advice specific to your situation. While this article explores the main signs, Dumper wants you back and regrets what they done, can be helpful to speak to a relationship coach about your situation. With a professional relationship coach, you can get advice on specific to your life and your experience. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and okay. How do I know? I'm gonna skip this website right here. I'm gonna skip that relationship hero site. Well, I reached out to them a few months ago when I was going through a rough patch in my own relationship. After being lost my thoughts for so long, they gave me unique insight into the dynamics of my relationship, how to get back on track. I was blown away how, okay, well, that's fine. So, number 4, they watch you on your social media stories. When your ex regrets losing you, they want to know what you're up to on social media. Stalking is ideal way to do that. They're still curious about what's going on in your life. They clearly still care. If they were serious about a clean break, they would avoid you on social media at least for a while. Right? You will see they checked out on your stories on social media. They don't care. They're not trying to keep their distance or act aloof. They're interested in keeping tabs on you. Number 5, they still text you random things. Whether it's a funny meme they saw, a random thing that happened the other day, or something seemed unimportant, they'll send you a message, just say hi, check in. The reason they do this, they want to stay connected to you. And it shows that you're an important person in their life and they're finding it very difficult to cut ties. Which may also mean they regret ending things. All right, number 6. They seem pretty down. When it starts to think that you're really gone, then that's maybe when your ex begins to truly feel the sadness from the breakup. This is a signal they're beginning to realize what they lost is by breaking up with you. Okay? So how do you know if your ex is unhappy? He or she might seem go into a depression, withdrawal perhaps, appear to be quite lonely. This can happen when you two were close. They have no one else to turn to. Look for signs your ex is miserable without you. It's like will let you know that they're having regrets. Number 7, they make a big effort to stay friends. Yes, they do. Okay? Some couples do manage to salvage a friendship once they split up. It can be incredibly challenging, usually works under certain circumstances. Both of you need to be 100% over any romantic feelings you once had before building a friendship. It's quite rare to drop loving feelings overnight. That is why a strong urge to be friends after a breakup usually signals one or both of you simply aren't ready yet to give the relationship up. I don't know. It's hypergamous. It's some real strong stuff. Okay? Number 8, they show romantic interest in you again. In the early days of dating, you probably felt those butterflies in your tummy when you were together. Well, so did they. That romantic spark you feel during the honeymoon period is hard to beat. It casts a warm glow and fuzzy feelings over everything you do together. It's hard to describe, but you know when you feel it. It can make your ex regret dumping you. In this situation, there's the one thing to do is respark their romantic interest in you. So I'm going to skip this, what Brad did, okay? Number 9, they say they want to talk. If your ex contacts you, asks if you can talk, then you clearly have unfinished business. A willingness to talk about things shows that your relationship could be salvageable. Maybe they had the time to reflect and realize they gave up on you too soon. Keep the line of dialogue open is significant. There's still something to discuss, so in their mind, maybe it's not over. Okay, they might be regretting the breakup and are wondering if you two can find a solution to whatever went wrong between you two. Now, number 10, they show signs of jealousy. Jealousy is a sign that your ex is still attracted to you and feels possessive. If your ex is showing signs of jealousy, then it's clear they have feelings left for you. And maybe he or she wants to get back together. Your ex is probably feeling insecure and worried that you find someone new. It's still natural to feel attachment to someone you split up with. Even when you broke up with them, still acting jealous suggests so those emotions still run a lot deeper. Nothing makes an ex regret breaking up quite like losing you to someone else. Yep, when you're done moving on, it'll bother the crap out of them. Number 11, they send you mixed signals. Mixed signals are confusing as heck, but it probably means your ex isn't sure how to act around you, or he is confused about their feelings. An article on Considerate Man said ex goes hot and cold with you because they have complex feelings for you. They may hot one day, cold another. They may text you a lot one day and then disappear again for the rest of the week. Maybe they do not know whether they should be friendly toward you or keep their distance. Maybe they're trying to act a certain way, but the emotions keep getting the better of them. Or maybe they're still trying to figure out whether they made a mistake by ending things completely. Number 12, they ask other people about you. You might have heard that they've been asking about you. This could mean they're curious about what's going on in your life and how are you feeling and how you been doing since the breakup. But again, if a woman says that she has no backup partners, or a man says the same thing, they're lying to you. Okay? So if you cut ties with them, that's not going to work out very long. Okay? Oh, okay. Oh, sorry about that. Alrighty. Number 13, they call you late at night. They call you odd hours is a huge indication they regret their decision to separate from you, break up, dump you. They go their own way, you go your own way. If they're calling you late at night, chances are they're thinking about you and regretting the breakup. This is a classic booty call time of the day. Did you get that? Nobody innocently calls you after 11 in the evening. They're alone late at night. They're thinking about the good times. They're missing the talking to you. Probably other things too. If you know what I'm talking about. Number 14, they tell you they still love you. At first, you'd assume they saying that you still love someone means you still want them back. It doesn't always mean this. After all, we still love someone and still not want a relationship with them. But if your ex admits this to you, they still have strong feelings for you. It does make it for more likely they regret dumping you and want to reconcile. Okay? Number 15, they say they miss you. If your ex says they missed you, then it's a fairly straightforward sign. Even if they don't admit it, they may act like they're missing the old days. May uh, they may be wondering why it didn't work out between you two. They may be wishing that they have given it another chance rather than break things off. Either way, letting you know that they miss you can be a way of testing the water. They are probably checking to see if you miss them too, in hope that you get back together. Number 16, they're physically affectionate towards you. I drank me some water. Okay, let's be clear. Friends don't usually cuddle, hold hands, show other signs of physical affection like this. Certainly not friends who are exes. If your ex is still touchy-feely with you, that suggests there's something romantic left between the two of you. Watch out for them leading it in towards you, reaching over and making gentle contact with you, like touching your arm, or removing any physical barriers getting away, like cushions on the couch when you're sitting together. If your ex still wants to hug, even snuggle, it's a sign they're not over the relationship. They're probably regretting the breakup. Okay? 17, they are flirty. This is a biggie. Flirting is a major part of what turns friendship into something romantic. Flirting is a way we show someone we are bedroom fun attracted to them. They may tease you, act playful around you, making little jokes. They might give you compliments, maybe, as I mentioned above, they still touchy with you. Flirting with you means they're still trying to create or keep going that chemistry between you. If your ex is suddenly flirting with you, it's definitely a sign that getting back to you could be on your mind. '18, they're always around to help when you need them. Normally, when you two split with someone, you're no longer with them in the same way. It can't be as if you moved on with your life. Even if you occasionally still speak to one another, you won't be around to help out like you used to. That's why your ex is still there for you whenever you need anything. It doesn't sound like they moved on. 19, they say sorry. Okay? After the breakup, maybe your ex trying to explain themselves. They might apologize for how things happened and say sorry for hurting you. They may say things like how much they cared about you, how much they wished things would have worked out differently. Remorse is a good indicator of regret. It shows they have been reflecting. So if your former partner apologized to you, there's a strong indication they have feelings for you and could want to work things out. Lastly, they stare at you lovingly. Our eyes give a lot away when we keep quiet how we feel. I once knew that ex regretted breaking up with me simply by the way he looked at me. Not long after he told me he had feelings for me, we got back together. Well, although it's hard to explain, we were looking at someone we have romantic feelings for. Our eyes lit up. It was like there was a twinkle in them you couldn't hide. If you notice the puppy dog's eyes, love gazing, still coming your way, they're probably feeling regret. 21. They make a point of letting you know nobody else is on the scene. Technically speaking of their current dating status, none of your business anymore since you split. But if your ex makes a point telling you they aren't with anybody else right now, they obviously want you to know. It's a way of telling you that they haven't moved on yet. Number 22, they try to impress you. Showing off is a way of getting someone's attention. If they start doing things to impress you, whether it's dress to impress, brag about certain things in their life, or putting on a bravado is for your benefit. Really. We don't feel the need to impress anyone that we no longer care about. Assume they still are harboring feelings. "23, they call or text when they're drunk. We've been out drinking on our inhibition relax. That is when true feelings are revealed. Your ex has been trying to stay away from you. Maybe as they had one too many, they start to blow up your phone and get into contact. They're revealing you to no matter how much they protest otherwise. They're sober. You are clearly on their mind. "24, they try to show you they've changed. Like I said, the leopards changed their spots. Okay, let's go ahead and read this. Maybe they decide to go back to school, change careers, tell you they're working on themselves. Whatever they're doing, they're making sure you know they made some changes. This could be because they want to prove to you that they have grown as a person or that they're better than they were before. Either way, they're showing you they learned something new about themselves. This could be a sign of their regret, and they're trying to make you see that they've changed. When an ex has been missing in action for some time and only reappear on the radar, then something gives. How long does it take an ex to regret a breakup? For some people, it can take a while for a loss to really sink in. This can be when they finally come to their senses. I once had an ex break up with me only for several months later, after no contact, for him to call me up crying, telling me he missed me and wants me back. Phone calls out of the blue are a big sign that ex regrets the choices they made. Just do your own thing. Okay, how do you make your ex regret dumping you? Just move on. Do your own thing. Jams is a metal. Let's face it, most of us, once we've been dumped, we want our ex to feel regret, remorse, feel the pain we felt. We can feel tormented. Okay, yes. Actually, it's, I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put this here into the description. All you got to do is work on yourself, hit the gym, work out, build yourself up, because when you go to doing that, you are going to get that energy back, and you're going to come back stronger and resilient. Remember, when you get dumped and the ex has the backup partners, ask them, do they have any friends in the background that you don't know about? Ask them, do they have friends in the background? Do they have friends in the town? Tell them, they want you back. It's got to be you, not nobody else. And listen, you're going to have to put your foot down. Thank you for watching this video, and hope you have a good day and peace.